All right, today we are pulling back the curtain on a really fascinating way that some folks are building their wealth. We're talking about something that goes way beyond just stocks or flipping houses. They call it a legacy asset. So let's jump in and deconstruct this thing to see what really makes it tick.
You know, every smart investment strategy really starts by trying to solve a problem. And here's the classic dilemma, right? On one hand, you've got the total roller coaster of market volatility and the tax man taking a huge slice of your profits. The proposed fix? Well, it's a much sunnier picture. A debt-free asset that promises passive income and, get this, huge tax savings right from day one. This is the core problem this whole model is built to solve.
So, that brings us right to what the plan calls the wealth-building trap. We're going to dig into the very specific pressures that investors are facing right now, that constant battle to not just grow your money, but to actually protect it in what feels like a crazier and crazier world.
In this trap, it's not just one single thing. No, it's like you're being hit from all sides. You've got the market swings putting your capital at risk, high taxes chipping away at everything you make, and then there's inflation, just quietly eating away your savings in the background. This model basically argues that the usual go-tos, short-term flips, real estate loaded with debt, they just don't cut it when it comes to building something that truly lasts for generations.
Okay, so after laying out all the scary stuff, the pitch makes a really sharp turn towards the solution. And they don't sell it as just another investment. They pitch it as a whole new class of asset, one that's specifically engineered to solve that exact dilemma modern investors are facing.
So, what on earth is a legacy asset? Well, according to this plan, yeah, it's a real physical property you can touch. But it's so much more than that. Think of it like this. It's a business that makes money, a super smart tax strategy, and a bunch of lifestyle perks all rolled into one package. The whole thing is designed from the ground up to create generational wealth.
And this quote, this gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? It's really telling. Notice it's not framed like a cold, hard transaction. It's a shared mission, a journey to build a forever spot for your family. That emotional angle is a really powerful tool they use all throughout this plan.
All right, so we've seen the big, dreamy idea, and we felt the emotional pull. Now it's time to pop the hood and take a look at the financial engine. How does this thing actually work?
At its core, the structure is actually pretty straightforward. It all revolves around a two-property system, and the legal wrapper holding it all together is something called a Real Estate Limited Partnership, or RELP. Just think of it as the container that lets a group of investors pool their money to buy and run the properties as a team.
Okay, this is where the magic really happens. You have two totally separate properties that work in perfect harmony. First, you've got the Rocky Ledge Resort. This is the workhorse. It's the economic engine, a bunch of short-term rentals built to churn out cash flow and grab some massive tax breaks. Then, you've got the Sierra Ranch Retreat. This one is pure pleasure. It's just for the partners to use and enjoy. And here is the absolutely brilliant part. The income from the resort is designed to pay for all the costs of the private ranch. The workhorse pays for the playground.
But there's another clever trick up their sleeve to keep costs down. It's this owner-builder model. See, instead of hiring an outside general contractor and paying their markup, the partnership just owns the construction company itself. By cutting out that middleman, they figure they can slash costs by 20 to 30%. And all those savings, they flow right back to the investors.
So, we've seen the problem they're trying to solve, and we've looked at the mechanics. Now for the payoff. This model promises this really powerful trifecta of benefits. We're talking huge tax advantages, steady passive income, and some seriously exclusive lifestyle perks.
The headline benefit here is just massive. The entire financial model hinges on this one incredibly powerful tax incentive, 100% bonus depreciation. What that means is investors can potentially write off the entire cost of the new construction in the very first year. That creates a gigantic, immediate tax shield on a multi-million-dollar investment. It's huge.
I love this chart because it just makes the whole financial engine so incredibly clear. Just look at that massive bar on the left. That's the projected $1.3 million a year in cash flow from the resort. Now, look at that tiny little sliver on the right. That's the $50 grand it costs to run the private ranch for a year. I mean, you can see in a second how the business is designed to just effortlessly pay for the lifestyle part. It's not even a contest.
And the perks go way beyond just the bank account. Investors get passive income, they get almost 4 months a year of personal time at that private ranch, and they even get access to these exclusive luxury travel clubs.
But maybe the most important piece of the legacy puzzle is this. The whole thing is debt-free, and it's structured so it can be passed down to the kids without all the legal drama of probate court.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a minute. Let's get away from the specific numbers and details. What does this one case study really tell us about what's happening in the wider world of wealth management today?
What this model really highlights is a major shift in what investors are looking for. It's not just about seeing a number go up on a brokerage statement anymore. The new demand is for real, tangible assets that can do it all, give you financial returns, give you tax breaks, and give you personal enjoyment. It's about making your portfolio a part of your actual life.
And that kind of leaves us with one last big question to think about. This whole model is suggesting that the peak of wealth isn't just an asset you own, but an asset you can actually use, something you and your family can physically go and experience together. So is the ultimate luxury the one you can actually live in? It's a really compelling thought, and it just might be reshaping how fortunes are built and enjoyed today.